How are you? Enzo DiCascenzo podcast, Super Bowl Sunday. It's so late now. When I was a kid, the Super Bowl was January 25th. So you guys can maybe age me out with that. The last time we had Super Bowls that happened in January. That was the first Super Bowl I ever saw. And I think they were even earlier when the Super Bowl started. I think they were on the third or the fifth or something, like the beginning or the middle, like the first 2 weeks of January. And then when I was a kid, they were around the 25th. And San Francisco was also in that Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl that I ever saw. But now we have an exciting game, and I watched the first 4 quarters, but it was getting late, so I wanted to cut this video for you guys. Um, let's see. Let's check what happened. It's still, yeah, it's still happening. Let's see, NFL scores. Yep, they're still in overtime. So as we're doing this, we'll be checking the numbers. So here, let's we can do it now if you want. Hang on. There we go. Yep, we're there. So we're pretty much there. Okay, so it's 1919 right now. Okay, so let's this is not going to be a full hour or anything. So let's pick up this master budget problem. Okay, the form and content of the sales budget, preparing the sales budget as the basis for other budgets. What must be produced to meet the sales budget, beginning and ending finished goods, um, materials required to meet production, and beginning and ending direct material units. Okay. And this is the Soriano Company. And I think we investigated a bit the other day when the last video. This is most likely these guys, they use Mick Jagger and they use all the Rolling Stones. So these guys are being slick, but Soriano was big in the 2000s with the Yankees, the late 1990s, early 2000s, until he was traded. He had a good career with the Cubs for a couple of years, but he was going to be the next guy until they traded him for Alex Rodriguez. I think we discussed that in one of the previous videos. Okay, so we expect sales of 1.2 million. Okay. The quarterly sales are broken up under the following percentages. And we've discussed many times our formatting, how to format these numbers. So again, for a percentage, control one seats percentage formatted and centered and all those things. This is a number. So this is not accounting. This is a number with a comma. Okay. So you should know how to do all that. Management desires to maintain the ending finished goods inventory 25% of next quarter's budgeted sales. Okay, that's the ending. Yeah, 25% of next quarter's budgeted sales. So we can throw that 25% in there. Okay. And then if this is 25%, it seems that the pattern seems to be that this next one is 25% also. Okay. And also, the first quarter in 2013, we expect those sales to be 10% higher than the first quarter of 2012. Okay, but this is for something else. Okay, so let's hang on to that. Okay, let's hang on to that for a bit. We have direct materials, how this works, 3 pounds of raw materials at $5 a pound for 1 unit. Raw material inventory, 5% of the next quarter's production requirements. Production requirements for the first quarter 2013 are 810. We'll get to that, why we need that. So you're going to prepare a sales budget, you'll prepare a production budget, direct material, and then we'll do some other budgets also, not just these 3, but there's 3 right now. Okay. Sales, direct material, production, all that. Okay, and our selling price is 50 a unit, and then for the first 3 quarters, and then 55 for the fourth one. So there's no, you couldn't just put some number in there. You can't. So it's not going to work. So this is 50, 50, 50. Okay. So again, based on the 1.2 million, the first quarter will be 20%. So equals product, which would be this one, and you can anchor this in, right? Comma 20%. Okay. And as you move, see, the smarter thing would have been to have these horizontal also, because now as I go through these, as I keep right clicking, I have to drag this thing down. I have to get into edit mode and drag these down as we go. Okay, so some. All right, there's your 1.2 million. Okay, so let's go back and look. So you had 20% of 1.2, you had 25% of 1.2, you had 30% of 1.2, and 25% of 1.2. You had all that. Okay, so anyway, so these add up to 1.2 million is what these add up to. And then what you're going to do, so your total sales are just simply the product of the $50 and the 240 million. Right, so the first one's, and again, these are bolded, and these are account. The formatting here is accounting. Actually, should be accounting. All right. Okay, so this is, whoops, control one, accounting with the dollar sign. Okay, and then what you can do, now that you have this set up, you can just take this and go right, control R, open this, open this, open that. Okay, and this is going to be, this is back to home. Your right border equals sum all of these. Okay. Oh. I'm just searching for the, well, we'll find it next time. Yeah. We want this to stay, is what we want this to do, but okay, that's fine. But anyhow, so these add up to all your sales numbers. Okay, those are all your sales numbers by the quarter. So we took care of the first budget, right? So this is broken up by these percentages, 1.2 million. We have the selling price that's given up here, 50 for the first 3 quarters and 55 for the fourth quarter. Okay. And the next piece of this, all of these 240, 300, all that stuff, you want to refer to it here, which says equals. So your expected unit sales, you're just making it equal. That's your 1.2 million. All right, which is here. Okay. And then what you're going to do, and we'll do it here, it's, yeah, this is 25% of next quarter's budgeted sales volume. So we'll pick that up. Yeah, that's the finished goods. Right click. Nope. There. So what we'll do for this is going to be equal to product of the next quarter's sales product next quarter sales, comma, the 25% sales volume. Yeah. And then F4 that to you're locking in the rows and the columns. And with this one, you can lock in the row. Okay. So you have those. That's your desired finished goods units. And then you're going to do this one is going to be this. Yeah. Watch this note. Let's edit. So this is estimate of first quarter sales, 10% more than 2012 Q1. Like that. So this is going to be, you got the 25%, and then this will be Q1 here. We'll do parenthesis 240 times parenthesis 1 plus 10%. Okay. So that should be 66,000, which it is. Yeah, I did it the same what I did there. So I took the 240,000 times 1 plus 10%, and then times a quarter times 25%. And again, there's no point in adding these up in there. So the total required units are equal sum okay, 366, 435. Okay. And then you're going to subtract out what you started with. So what you started with would be 25% of the sales. So this is equal to product. All right, you're locking in the percentage, and here you're going to lock in the row. Okay, so Yeah, so this is 24% of estimated same quarterly sales. Yeah. Okay, so we got that one. So this is what should be in there. So the productions are this subtracted. Okay, so 291, 345. Okay, and we'll say 1 equals sum 1.26 million. Oh wow, Niners, go Niners, 22-19. Go Niners. There you go. So they're up. That was a little bit of an update during the lecture here. So, okay. So then we did that. We did the second budget. That's the production budget for the year ending 2012. Okay. So finished goods, 25%. First quarter or 2013 or 10% higher than budget sales for the first quarter than 2012. That we have all that. But that's that 10%. And the finished goods would be the same percentage. The materials budget now, it's you need 3 pounds at $5 a pound. Okay. So this would be 3, 3, 3, 3. And the cost per pound is 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, we did all those. Okay. So direct materials per unit, then the units to be produced are the production numbers from here. So we're gonna reuse these. And then the pounds needed, this is simply the product of this array is what this is for production. So if you're going to make 255 units, you're going to do 255 and 3. Okay. And these, if you wish, you can add those up. Right? That's the total pound. So it's 3 times the units. This thing is the same thing. Those are all the units that you need. Okay. 1.26 million. Oh, 6 million. Okay. And let's see what you want to end with. Let's see. 3 pounds. Inventory is 5% of next quarter's production. And then for the beginning, it's 5% also. First quarter pounds needed for production. And then 2013, you have the 810 pounds. We'll get to that. We'll get to using that 810. So the basic ones are $5 per pound and 3 units or 3 pounds per unit. So the total pounds needed are here. This is in pounds. Now you want to add your ending amounts, which is going to be the 5%. of next quarter's production requirements is what that is. And what we'll do, we'll take this in pieces. So we're here. Nope. So next quarter's production. So this is equal product comma 5. Okay. And then instead of the 873, it says first quarter 2013, it's 810. So we'll right click, but also, and not that we're not going to use that 3, we're going to use right there. So total materials required is next. So this is pounds needed, materials required. So this is just, you can just add these. And see the formula? There's your 812, 250. And go across, Control R. Add them up. Right, there's your summation. Then the beginning materials are also 5% of what's needed for production. So this is going to be equals product, the second 5%, comma, okay. That's 43,650. Yep. All right, so we'll get to purchases in a second, but let's look at how we figure this out. So for production, and then 5% of that, that's the beginning. So the beginning materials are there. So what you're doing is you're saying, let's see, you're doing for production plus what's ending, and then minus what you started with. So equals production plus ending and minus the beginning. Yeah, 774. 949,000 units purchased and a half. 1,000,000 units purchased and 869,850 units purchased. Okay, and you have the cost, and we'll get to the cost in a second. Okay, so what you have here is you've got your purchases. This is pounds, pounds. Certainly this is pounds also. Okay, pounds. These are units, and then it's 3 times the pounds per unit times 3 is 765. Okay. Product here are the units, the pounds times $5. Okay, so we got all this worked out. Wow. Wow, Kansas City had a chance and took them in overtime. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh well, they've got a dynasty. The Chiefs have a dynasty. There's no question about that. What a loss for Philadelphia to lose Andy Reid as a coach. So anyway, um, let's see. Let's close. I just want to. I have to check something. Actually, we're pretty good here. So um, each unit requires 3 pounds of raw materials, $5 a pound. 5% next quarter's production is ending raw materials and production requirements for the first quarter, 810 pounds. All right, we'll have that. So we're going to close this up for the time being and just see what happened, what's wrong with that. This was the video template. Yeah, I think our network connection is okay, right? I think so. It's not it. Usually there's a picture of a connection that says connected. All right. So, okay. Well, regardless, another time. So anyhow, so that we worked out. So we worked out the three budgets for Soriano, the initial three ones: direct materials, production, and sales. We're going to continue now because we have a couple more to go, which is budget income statement. We care about the cost of a unit, and there's problems in the back of the book that deal with this. Okay, so let's maybe get to this. Need here. And what are we doing here with this? We are looking at total units cost consists of direct materials, labor, and manufacturing overhead. Direct materials costs are included in the direct materials budget. The form and content of the income statement, total unit sales information from a sales budget to compute annual sales and cost of goods sold. Soriano's preparing the budget income statement for 2012, and we have relevant data here that we're looking at right now. Let's see, what else? Save automatic. Okay, we'll get to this at some point. So anyhow, income statement, relevant data, sales, production, direct materials. So that we already looked at these previously up top. All right. Okay. Half hour of direct labor per unit. Labor costs are 15 an hour. Manufacturing is 25 an hour. Same time. Budgeting, selling, administrative are 12 million. And we want the unit costs for the budget. That's the first thing that we're going to be working on here, are unit costs. So you have 3 pounds. And that's from the previous work. We had the 3 pounds up top. Remember that? And these other two, overhead and labor, are half an hour, half an hour. Yeah, the original was the 3 pounds. You recall that from the previous model. The unit cost here was $5. This was 15, and this was 25. Okay. Again, this 3 and the 5. This is we previously had these up here. Here, see the 3 units, 3 pounds per unit, and $5 per pound right here. That's where that's from. Okay. And this equals product 3 pounds and $5. Okay, it's the unit cost is what that is. So home, yellow. Yeah, let's always show the, there we go. Okay. That's the unit cost for 1 unit of whatever Soriano Company is creating. We had kitchen mixers and all sorts of things. Okay. And now we're up to, yeah, that's it. Okay, we have the single, the cost of a unit. You have administrative expenses are 12 million, right? So you could just slide down to where it says administrative expenses. Minus 12, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then what's next? We don't have a tax number. The sales, it's 1.2 million units. So the sales come from the previous model. Right here, we're expecting 61 million in sales is what we're expecting. 0 on the returns. All right, so we're netting 61.2 million. And this part here, cost of goods sold, we have the 35 and we have the units. Okay, so apparently we already worked this out. So there's your $35 per total unit cost. And the units that you're looking at are up here somewhere, right there. Yeah, there's 1.2 million units. Okay, that's how you get your 35. So subtract that, you get 19 and a half, 19.5 million. This is negative because it's, we set this up as accounting. Okay, and that's it, I think. Right, and then what's next here? This is the sum. That's a 12 million and equals. Okay, there's 7.5 million, which is there. And then income before taxes. These are the summations here, the summations there. And this would be equal to this plus this plus this. All right, 7.5 million. And this is this plus this negative type. So we're talking 7.5 million, your net income. Now, granted, this is a little on the long side in terms of income statements. It's the multi-step statement, but I just use it because it's very complete, is why I used it. Okay. All right, so we did a couple of these. We did we used the sales, production, direct materials budgets, the budget total unit cost, and then the budget income statement. Okay, so you use this from across several problems to amass this. Okay, so you got to go through all the cells and figure out why everything looks how it looks. Okay, but this is the stuff. All right, folks, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, we took care of this for today, so this was not going to be a long video. Okay, so this we took care of this one. So this was the second one, which will be here. We'll let this thing process a little bit. Okay, so we're working. So I'll have to fill in the details of this thing when we get to it, but there you go. So you have your second video set up. Okay, save. All right, so next time through, we're going to be doing manufacturing, financial budgets. Next time through, we're going to be here. Financial budgets. There'll be another video. Collections from the customers, we'll deal with that. Financing, budget balance sheet. So that it'll be good to separate this out into another video. And then non-manufacturing. I think we decided that both of those were going to be in there. Yeah. Financial budgets, non-manufacturing. And then we'll do the comprehensive problems. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you. Enjoy the game recap. So for the San Francisco folks, for the San Francisco folks, what's the score? Yeah, there we go. This was a good one. Now, look, I'm a Giants fan, obviously, the New York Football Giants fan, and I loved it when they beat Denver 39-20 or something. I love that, but because my team, they crushed the opposition, so I was happy about that. But we love these 17-14, 21-17 games. Actually, the last two Giant Super Bowls, the two victories over New England, twice beating New England and Tom Brady. Um, so, and I love Tom Brady's quote. He goes, "Don't play the Giants, right? Don't play the Giants." So, but yeah, the Chiefs took this, and you can't deny that. You can't deny that that's a dynasty. I think they have 3 Super Bowls now in the last couple of years. And that's sort of where that is. But San Francisco will be back. In the last 10 years, that franchise has picked itself. It was terrible. It was great in the 80s and the 90s, and then it slid into the 2000s. It slid into oblivion, and then the last 10, 15 years, it's found its way back somehow. Folks, be well and enjoy the post game.